Hey everybody, what's going on? Hope you guys are doing good. I'm doing just great. So it's time to get the Devlin on its way back to the owner, send it home, get it on a UPS truck, get it off my counter. Yeah, it's that time. So tomorrow is hopefully the day this is going to start going back. But I have to do a few things first. So these strings have to come off. He sent a pack of Didarios. I used the Didarios. I broke the Didarios. And that was no thanks to this locking nut here. So you know how when you break a string and you have like a bunch of little loose packs of various numbers of strings and stuff like that. So I was able to put together a set of 9s, and these are Ernie ball slinkies. So that's what's on here right now. They're new strings, so they had to go and stretch and everything else, but they're not the strings that the owner wants. So I picked up a 2-pack of what he wants. So I'll send the 1 pack back with the guitar, and the other pack will be put on the guitar. Another thing I picked up too is this is a locking adjustable nut, and this is to where you could set your action height at the first fret. I'm sending him one of these. I picked up a few of these, so I'm sending him one back to him. Another thing is, after I get this guitar swapped out with the strings, I want to start checking all the components and then making sure everything is still where they're supposed to be, where I wanted them to be set at before I send it off. So one of the problems that I had is I've got these two for setting intonation. This one is strictly for Floyd Rose, okay? Nothing other than a Floyd Rose. This one here is for Ibanez. Only Ibanez. You can't use it on any other guitars. So the problem is I got a Schaller here, and the Schaller has cylinders, long cylinders for the locking block to lock the strings in place. All right, so can't use one for Floyd Rose because the one for Floyd Rose, this part over here has to go on the end of where the Allen key is, where it's supposed to be a like a head of a screw, and then goes into the shank of it. Well, there's no shank on these. So what I did is I picked up one that's for everything. This is a universal. This one here looks like the Ibanez, and it can be used on the Ibanez as well. So what makes this one different than the Ibanez, let's get this thing open. So if you compare this with the Ibanez adjusting tool, you'll see that they're pretty much alike, okay? And here's the one for Ibanez, and it's even clearly marked Ibanez on it. And then here's the one for everything else. The only thing difference with this is this part here is adjustable. This part here is not. So when you lock this underneath your fine-tuning adjustments, and then this goes up against the edge of, say, a Edge Pro or Edge Floyd Rose style that Ibanez makes, it's angled for it, period. That's all it's angled for, nothing else. This one here, you can angle it any way you want by the turn of a screw and get it to perfectly line up the way it has to underneath your fine tuners. And then this part here locks in right inside where the block is, and you're able to hold it in place, loosen up the screw, and adjust it on the fly without it moving around on you. It's a pain in the ass to try to do it without one. If you loosen the string up, unlock it over here, move the whole saddle back or forward, lock it back down, tune it up again, check it again, and possibly rinse and repeat. So with this way, it makes it a hell of a lot easier, so I can see exactly where I'm at without having to do a bunch of fussing around. So right now, I'm going to put these two away and change out these strings. Alright, so there's 2 packs here. They're going to go with the guitar. I don't use these. I like the Ernie ball strings. I don't know why. So I'm not going to use these things here. And I'm sure he can use the extra pack. So this one here, all that's left inside here is a sticker. And I got enough stickers, so I'm going to put that in this box as well. He could use the sticker to put on whatever he wants to put on. So that's going inside the goodie box over here. This is going to get thrown away. And I'm going to start stringing this thing up. I don't like this. I don't like how they just wrap everything together like this, even though they do separate it into, you got your thicker strings, then you got your lighter strings. I just don't care for it. So the first thing, one of the things that I ended up doing with my guitars and stuff that have a Floyd Rose is changing the strings out. I found it easier to leave the full set that you already have on there and start at the low E and work your way down one string at a time, removing it, replacing it, and then going to the next string, removing, replacing. With a Floyd Rose, it seems like it's a lot easier to get the balancing going over here between strings and springs. So I turn my tuner on. Let's see where this is. This has been sitting for a few days now. Oh, he's good. Not bad. Tuning isn't bad. It's actually kind of stabilized itself. So I need an Allen key for back here. That's it. And I need to, the nut's already been taken apart. I need to go ahead and start loosening up these strings. Being very careful, I do need my wire cutters, because I am going to cut these. It makes it easier to remove the string, especially when the string retainer is there. Go ahead and loosen this up. And again, you don't have to torque these things down either to keep that string in place. It'll actually lock itself in pretty good. Alright, so these guys are saying what? Gold with the brass ball, huh? Here it is. Gold with the brass ball, not bra. Alright, so we gotta cut the ball end off. Now, I don't know if you can see this or not, but there is a thick spot right in the wrapping over here towards this side of the string. So I will cut it and leave that thick spot there. And what that thick spot does is it helps in the locking area over here. See, the Floyd dropped, but not by much, so it makes it easy to put the new string on without having to put a block underneath here or use the tremolo bar. Alright, so that's in place. Turn the key to where the hole is towards the nut. I always measure about 3 to 4 knuckles, which on this I'm going to go with the 4 knuckle rule. Here's my slow ass string winder. First wrap goes on top of the extra that's sticking out, and I bend it up. And then I go under. right. Now, I personally believe in stretching strings. I don't care if it's got a Floyd Rose on it. I don't care if it's got a Tuna Mac bridge on it. I don't care what kind of trem system or whatever. Stretch your strings. Come on, folks. Doesn't take much to stretch them. All right, so go ahead and loosen up the next string.
You know I'm a dreamer, but my heart's of gold. I had to run away high, so I wouldn't come home low. Just when things went right, it doesn't mean they were always wrong. Just take this song, and you'll never be left all alone. Take me to your heart, fill me in your bones, just one more night.
All right, so a nice thing about removing a string, replacing a string, rinse and repeat for all the remainder 5, makes it a lot easier to keep your Floyd up where it's supposed to be and not have to sit there and waste so much time trying to tune the guitar and then go back into the next string and try to tune that one and go back to the next string and then start over again multiple times until your Floyd is balancing the way it's supposed to be. So now I want to check the neck relief to make sure that it is where I want it to be. And it's pretty darn close. It's not exactly where I want it to be, but it is pretty close. Okay, let me tune this thing up again, make sure everything's tuned. Check where I'm sitting again. I can live with that. Check my action height. .5/64, a little bit under, very close to a 16th. A little bit under a 16th on the high side. I don't have the nut locked. Let's see if I get any noise. No noise, no buzzing. If he wants to, he could probably drop this down a little bit, but you're going to have to go through a lot more bullshit. So let me check the intonation now. Alright, so let me put this someplace to where it could be seen, hopefully. And it's the green light that you want to see lit up. Good. 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 I call that good. I call that good. I don't have the pickups set up for the height, but I call that good as well. So I'm locking this puppy now. Now, like I said, with the string retainer, if it's set right, your tuning really should not change. If it does, it's very, 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 very minor. Make sure you don't cross thread these puppies. Alright, the rest of it is fine tuning. Since the strings are locked down now. Check this again. Nothing has moved. I can unplug this. Now, this here. I probably should have done this earlier. I really kind of wasn't thinking about it. But now that I am thinking about it, it's got to be done. Because these springs do make a lot of noise, and I know I don't want to hear them. I'm sure the owner doesn't want to hear them either. What, I got the wrong size here? Yeah, that's the wrong size. Where's the bigger size I had? All right, let's see something here. Like I said, I stock up on heat shrinking tubing. You have to. I want to shrink this a little bit, but not make it too tight. Hear that one? You don't hear that one. Now you hear none of them. You get it to where it's just loose around the spring. This way it's not holding the spring. So when you do any bends or whatever with the trem, you're not bending the pulling the spring out, and then the heat shrinking tubing is so tight to where it won't let that spring go back. I want to see if I have another plate for this. Brand new one here that gives you the adjustments. Oh, it's a little bit on the big side. Shit. So this is a brand new plate that gets you to where you can adjust. Oh, wait a minute. That's not bad at all. You have access to the screws over here to where you can adjust the Floyd if you need. I just got to trim the edges a little bit and maybe drill some holes. And trim it just a hair. Let's see here. Yeah, maybe I won't use that. Let's see what the old one looks like. The old one's pretty shitty. I won't really use the new one. And the old one looks kind of shitty. But the old one fits better. You just gotta sand the edges of the old one to get it to fit. This one is not exactly the right size. Although, a little bit of work, I could get it to fit. So it'll be a new cover plate on here. Oh, bingo, she fits. Not touching anywhere. Nope. Have access to the holes over here. Alright, and all I gotta do is mount that, and that's it. Polish her up. box her up and send her home.
I'm coming on this long, winding road. I'm on my way, I'm on my way, home sweet home. Tonight, I'm on my way, I'm on my way, home sweet home. You know that I've seen too many romantic dreams, open light falling off the silver screen. My heart's like an open book for the whole world to read. Sometimes nothing keeps me together at the seams. I'm on my way, I'm on my way, home sweet home. Tonight, I'm on my way, just set me free, home sweet home, home sweet home, home sweet home, home sweet home.
So the one thing that the owner purchased for this was a case. And I really never took it out of its box to see if it fit the guitar or even what the case looks like. So let's see what this thing is. Nice hard shell case. Real nice hard shell case. Let's see what it looks like inside. It's got a key lock for it. Any other? Nope, nothing else. Alright, so what do we have inside of here? Do not eat gel packs. The keys. Put the keys inside of here. I'm actually going to put a couple of gel packs in here. Let's see if this guitar fits. So one thing I'm really worried about is this headstock. And this guitar does not fit this case. Yeah, that's the one thing I worried about with this. I knew the headstock was going to be way too big for this thing. The body is even too big here. Alright, so another plan here. So I like these Gator cases. They're pretty big, but I like them a lot. And this one has my other baby inside of it. So if that guitar fits in here, I will go over to my music store and pick up one of these cases for him if it's perfect, headstock and all. Okay, so what I'm going to end up doing tomorrow, because I wanted to ship this out tomorrow, but it looks like it's going to be probably Wednesday when I ship this out. Tomorrow I will go over to my music store. This is a Gator case. Probably worth the same thing as that other case is. So what I'm going to do is I will pick up one of these cases for him. It fits perfect. I mean, it fits, can't ask for anything better than this. It also has a nice little Velcro lock over here. Keeps everything in place, keeps the guitar from bouncing around. So what I'll do is I'll pick up one of these cases and I'll ship him this case here, one of these cases here. This case I got, this is all dusty and it's been sitting for a while. Probably smells a little bit like cigarette smoke too, so I don't want to send him something that's going to reek of cigarette smoke. And I'm also going to ship this in tune. All right, so when he gets it, he's going to have to fine tune it a little bit, but not have to play the whole balancing act over here. All right, so that's what I got to do. I'm going to have to get one of these cases. It fits a lot better, headstock and all. And this is the type of case that I thought he was going to get, because the way that it feeds out over here, it gives a dip for the headstock to fit in there just perfectly. It's barely even touching. It's not putting any pressure on the corner over here.